What's up, everyone, and welcome to the West Coast Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me, as always, is Trey.
Yes, how's it going? We are coming to you guys live on a Friday this week instead of a Thursday. Hope you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys are ready for some weekend action this week with the Madden Challenge and the Madden Classic going on this weekend. So, other than that, there's really been not much happening this week in Madden, but Shane, how have you been doing?
I've been doing good, actually, man. Getting ready for LCQ. I'm gonna try to put in work, bro.
Yeah, put in work for LCQ for sure. So when we look at LCQ, for those of you that don't know, it is going to be a tournament that is free to enter. So I feel like Shane, do you think that everybody should, if you're going to be playing MUT and stuff, do you think that everybody should at least try and compete? And what do you think the benefit is for trying and competing in these tournaments overall? What do you?
I think with that's a great question, Trey. I think with it being a free tournament, you know what I mean? Free to enter,
Yeah.
unlike the other ones that, had a minimum entry fee but still made you pay. I think
Yeah.
why not? Like, for the people that think they're pretty good and they want to see where they can go with the next step in Madden, why not do this? You know what I mean? You have 3 days of trying to qualify. It's for free. You can run out with your MUT squad and see how you do. See how you can compete with other semi-pros to pros. There's some good pros that are in the tournament in the LCQ because they didn't qualify for the Madden Bowl yet. But a lot of them are semi-pros. The people that are like, you know what I mean, like one step away.
Yeah.
So it is really good, like I've always said, and Trey, like how you and I have talked before in previous podcasts. It's just good to see how you stand against other people. Like, I have friends who think they're really good at Madden because they handle business in their neighborhood, but then they go online and they lose. You know what I mean? And then the people online play top players and lose, and so on. And eventually you get to it, and it really is beneficial to see how you're doing and how good you are in the grand scheme of things.
Right. Yeah, for the most part, I would say that that's right. So, and I think also, if you're already paying X amount of money for MUT, I think you should. I think everybody should try to compete. Honestly, I know I haven't recently, but definitely something that I'd like to get back into. So I think one of the more interesting topics that kind of took place over the last few weeks is that Dub.W got his Twitter suspended. Now people are kind of coming out and saying that it was, what he says is that he got suspended because of copyrighted music and stuff. But what people are also saying is that they think that Twitter got him back for saying the racist tweets he said a while back. So in your opinion, do you think that it was a copyright music, or do you think that Twitter kind of, banned him for the tweets he made back when?
I would probably assume, to be honest, it was with copyright music.
Yeah.
They should be well aware that he made those racist comments on Twitter. I mean, it happened, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Skimbo was worse, if you want to be honest, and he never
Yeah.
got suspended for it. So I would assume that there's no conspiracy, that it's just what it is. It's just music. I mean, I've actually gotten that on my YouTube channel, where they're like, hey, you had a snippet of I Have a Genie or whatever. I'm just making something up. You better remove it. And maybe Twitter doesn't play like that on the terms of service. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I would say that there's just no conspiracy theory on that. I think he just, didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's kind of hard to decide, because at the time I think Twitter did remove the tweets, or yeah, something. I just know that he got fined for saying those tweets. I think they fined him when he got the tweets. And something else that a lot of people don't know about the situation is that, with a lot of other celebrities, when they get caught, saying racist tweets or saying, whatever, something that could be construed as being racist, they'll either apologize or say whatever. But W actually came out with a tweet and he said something along the lines of, "Oh, you guys are scrolling through 10,000 tweets, and I'm scrolling through $10,000 or something like that." when he got caught doing that, so for me, I thought that response was kind of cool in a way, but I don't know.
You just got to be careful nowadays in social media.
Yeah.
I mean, different generations are gonna find it different. Like, I could have said back in the day something really rude, not racist, but you know what I mean. Just just how you grow up and you have your words that you grow up on. But if I have social media, or at the time somebody recorded me on the cell phone, anything could be out there. But it is funny how, and this is not about W or Skimbo or anything. It's more along the lines of, if they like you and you make a racist comment, they'll try to sweep you under the rug and try to protect you. If they don't care for you, they'll swear that you're the next Klan member leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though? I've just noticed that, like, with certain people, that they sweep under the rug. Like, yeah, like Volterax, they don't really like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what he said was horrible, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Volterax is borderline KKK.
Yes, but in my opinion, if he was cool with people, more along the lines of a Dubby or a Skimbo, I think it would have been swept under the rug. More so.
That's a good point.
Not entirely completely gone, but I saw some of the tweets that these pro guys have said before. I was in party chats with some of these pro guys. They get swept under the rug because people like them, and that's okay. It's cool. Like, I think certain people that bullied people that led to certain things, which I won't say right now, I think it's worse than almost what they made about people who made homophobic or racist comments. And to me, they're all bad. If you come from a point of hatred. You see what I'm saying? But, like, bullying somebody online, kicking them out of the car or the vehicle, like, to me, that's just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah, that's why EA Sports is doing this whole positive play, which me personally, like, I'm all for that. So I hope that, honestly, and Shane was telling me before we started this podcast about a 15-year-old that came on and insulted him and all that. But I do hope, like, it is my hope that one point we get to a point where we can play games online and not have to say all these things, because it's just it's not that I'm offended by it, but it's just like, what's the point of saying it? It's just a video game, so.
And that's the main point. And don't make me feel like I'm Mother Teresa. Please, you know who that is. Damn, I don't even know if you guys know who that is. Anyways, I'm just saying, don't make me to be a saint. Like, there's times that I'm just a jerk, okay? There's times that I, like, could be a lot better. I've tried, this year and maybe last year, for the most part, to just sweep it aside. There's times that I've replied, like, I replied to Bass. That's the 15-year-old that I played. He's in here right now.
Yeah.
And he apologized, and I apologized for replying that way, and we're cool. And that's how it should be. And if you want to trash talk about, like, Madden, you know what I mean? Like, if you're on the game and you're like, man, you're blind, you're like Helen Keller, or you're throwing a Stevie, you're trash, you're nothing compared to me on Madden. I'm cool with that, man. I played sports.
Yeah.
It's when you start getting personal, like, I hope you die, or I hope your family blows up, or, you know what I mean? That's crossing the line to me. If you tell me that, like, I suck at Madden and I need to quit at the game, cool.
Yeah. But if you're like, oh, your mom's a hoe and this and that, then
Yes.
that's crossed the line. Yeah.
To me, at least, that's crossing the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's been like I think one of the most interesting things that you see on Shane's YouTube channel is not only the gameplay, but whenever his opponent decides to talk, it's like you know, like I can almost know that whenever your opponent like turns on the mic that I'm like, okay, well he just lost pretty much. So how do you think that it's your background in sports that cause you to be kind of, you know, I don't know what the word is for it, but you know, quick with like, you know, the trash talking and how you're entertaining with it, or do you think that that's just your background, or where do you think that comes from to you?
I think it's sports and personality.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of both. Like, I'm not, like, if you see me in person, you're gonna be like, oh, Shane's, you know, like, quiet for the most part. He'll be loud sometimes, yada yada yada. But at the same time, like when I'm playing sports, the worst thing you can do to me is trash talk, because
Yeah.
it gives my competitive spirit and it makes me even like focus in even more. And yes, it transfers even to Madden. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, you've
because
been
it's
in there numerous
competitive.
times. I mean, and so it like my brother always said, the best thing to do with you, Shane, is if I see you playing basketball and you're just, you know, you're still doing good, and I piss you off. He pisses me off intentionally at times. He says,
Yeah, yeah.
because I play better,
Right, right.
and that is kind of like with Madden. Sometimes I'm just playing, if you want to know the truth. If it's not a tournament or a money game, and I'm just in weekend league or playing head-to-head seasons, I'm just playing, man. Am I trying to win? Yeah. But is it super serious for me? No. But man, once that person pops up on the mic,
Yeah, it's
ooh, get out some
yeah.
hot sauce, baby.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so damn, what was I gonna say? I had something I was gonna say and I lost it. So do you think that, you know, one of the biggest, I guess, one of the biggest news allegations in sports or whatever? I don't know if this should be something we should be talking about and giving our opinions on, but you know, you only live once. But Deshaun Watson, who I think what was it, like seven females came
It's
out
up to
and
12.
up to 12, yeah.
I, I
So
hate I hate to say it, bro, but where there's smoke, there's usually fire. If there's a
yeah, that's
couple
true.
people that are saying it, like if a woman says that you beat them, right, and you're like, no, I didn't, and they're saying, yeah, you did, that's one
Yeah.
person, you know what I mean? But if like 13 people say, damn, Shane, you dotted me up when we were dating,
Yeah.
that's a little too much. And I'm not saying Deshaun Watson did it. I don't know the proof. Maybe everybody's getting
Yeah.
paid, but it's kind of like, here, I'll say this: I loved Bill Cosby growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I even went and paid like $75 a pop to go see Bill Cosby at Gonzaga University.
Right. Right.
Funny as crap, man. I was devastated when I came out where that he was putting his pudding pop in people when they're asleep.
Right. Right.
Horrible, man. You know what I mean? And at first I'm like, nah, Bill
Yeah. You're in
Cosby couldn't have done
denial.
that.
Yeah.
But man, they're humans. Like
Yeah.
a lot, I will give a credit to a lot of the celebrities out there that are coming out with like, I had an eating disorder, or I had anxiety, or I had depression, or I had fits of rage that I had to get therapy for, because celebrities and athletes are showing more and more that they're human under the spotlight, instead of back in the day where you thought, you know what I mean, they're just gods and goddesses.
Yeah. Exactly. And like honestly, like I don't know if you ever watch TMZ, but whenever I see a celebrity or an athlete, like, you know, and they're kind of being like, you know, standoffish or being a jerk, I usually kind of let it go, because I know that there's a lot of fans out there that feel like just because they bought your CD or they buy tickets to watch you play, that they can just walk up to you and start asking you questions or like take a picture without asking you first. So I can understand why, you know, celebrities can get irritated and all that. I can.
Yo, and that's perfect what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine, like, here, I'll say this. I'm going to use me as an example. Everybody rolls their eyes in the chat, like, oh, here we go, Shane. Well, I'm just going to use me personally because I know me the best. There are times that if I was famous and I was out in public, I wouldn't want people coming up in my business. So I might come across like a jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, breaking news. Madden star Shane Fogel threw a glass of water on a fan. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
but and a lot of people get, like, a lot of celebrities have to deal with people trying to push their buttons on purpose. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
like Keanu Reeves and I'll even use Mr. Rogers and Betty White that never got in trouble. I mean, and they're always known as nice people. That's amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think, you know, certain celebrities, you know, or even like with athletes, you know, when you walk it watch you know, the celebrities and that and in their interviews or when you see them on TV or whatever, and you know, you can tell that okay, these guys are pretty humble. You know, they seem like they'd be pretty cool to hang out with. You know, they're just like me. I mean, that's, you know, that's something that I really enjoy seeing personally.
Right?
I
And
like
then you
that.
got celebrities like the Kardashians that have
Yeah.
no capacity of thoughts. I mean,
Yeah.
did you see that article that came out? I don't know which Kardashian it is, so I apologize. It's the youngest one. Her hairdresser got into an accident, needed brain surgery. You know what she did, bro?
What?
She wrote to her fans to do GoFundMe so they could get like $60,000 or something. She donated
wow.
$5,000. Everybody
That's
crapped on
ridiculous.
her. She makes $19,000 an hour, Trey.
Holy crap.
You
Jesus.
see how, like, some celebrities, they'll never understand us.
Exactly.
Like her.
Yeah.
So she could have gave 3 hours of what she makes and paid for the guy's surgery. Instead, she went on GoFundMe.
Yeah.
But to go back to Deshaun Watson, I hope he didn't do it. But I mean, if he did, it's not going to really affect me. Just like if Russell Wilson came out and he was a chomo,
Yeah.
like that would suck. But I root for you. I don't really know you. It affect me more like for me and you. Like if I found out you were like some weirdo, that affect me more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe that doesn't make sense to people, but like. They're just whatever to me. Like if I saw a celebrity, I wouldn't melt on the ground like some people do. I mean, is it cool? Sure. Was it cool to say hi to Mike Tyson and shake his hand? Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't like I was going to drop my drawers for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he might force me to drop my drawers, but still. Anyway, that guy's hands were huge, Trey, because he's shorter than me. But his hands were like double my hands. And weird. Anyways.
Yeah, he has a podcast out too. That's
Yeah, I
good.
like the podcast.
Yeah.
Like when he got mad at Boosie, did you see that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Boosie's like this gangster rapper. Like he's a literal
Yeah.
gangster though. Like he shot somebody and killed somebody. He wanted nothing when Mike Tyson got mad.
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck this, oh $5 in the jar.
Yeah, $5. Yeah, no, but he wanted nothing. And then when he left, he was like, "Oh, I'm not scared of Mike Tyson." But he waited till he left. Yeah, you are, bro. You're not gonna win in a fight with him. I don't care if he's 65 years old. It reminds me of my guy that I worked with at my moving company that I worked for. That he said that he could beat up Mike Tyson 10 years ago because Mike Tyson couldn't win in a professional boxing match. And I'm like, bro, he'd sleep you, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think that he's the GOAT though of boxing?
I think how do I say this? I think that he's top 3 or top 5 all time. Like, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
because I don't really follow boxing, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But from what I've heard from people that watch it, I guess people were saying that Mike Tyson, like whenever he would fight people, it would always be like fighters that weren't in their prime and stuff. So
I mean, it's a lot of the times people get crapped on. Like, did Mike Tyson have the hardest boxing opponents of all time? No. But Muhammad Ali didn't either. People just remember, like, Joe Frazier or George Foreman. Though, yeah, great fighters. But at the same time, Mike Tyson fought Larry Holmes. Yes, Larry Holmes was a little past his prime at the time. But Larry Holmes fought more fights after that and never was knocked out as quick as he was against Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, here, I'll say this. Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali 1 out of 3 times. So he was 1 and 2 against Muhammad Ali. I think Tyson in his prime, in that, like, 2-year prime that he had, right?
yeah.
I think he beats Joe Frazier most of the time, and I think he splits with Muhammad Ali. I would say he's top 3 or 5. That's just my personal opinion. And for a guy being short at 5'10 and 220, going against guys 6'5", 6'6", and 240, that's impressive.
Yeah. So who do you like? What do you think about Floyd? Because a lot of people think that, you know, like the style of fighting that he does, where he's more defensive fighting, where he just tries to avoid to get hit or whatever. I mean, like does that annoy people that are like really into boxing, or like how do they kind of see it? Because I feel like casuals look at it and say, oh, well, he's just trying not to get hit or whatever.
Okay, casuals, boring.
Yeah.
Boxers, true boxing fans, think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's technically very sound. But is he ever going to sell like a Mike Tyson? No. I mean, come on. That's why people like MMA so much. You get your head knocked off in a certain amount of time or choked out. The electricity, if you watch the old Mike Tyson fights, knocking people out in 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, people spent $10,000 to $20,000 on tickets. But those were casual fans. Those were celebrities.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, is he a Hall of Fame boxer? Yeah. Is he very, very good? Is he great? Yes. Is he my cup of tea? No. But I'm not a huge boxing fan.
Yeah, and I also heard that I guess people were saying that if he was in like Mike Tyson's era of boxing, the way that the judges like judged back then, like they would dock him points because he was fighting in that kind of style back then. Or is that right? Or
I think you're right on that. I know that I know that some of the rules have changed. I mean, you just got to go through, like, I mean, and every era has a great. That's the problem. Like, you got Rocky Marciano, right? Have you heard of him at all?
No.
Okay. He was 50-0.
Right.
He was in the 50s and 60s. So, who says that he wouldn't have beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime? I think they were the same weight class. I might be wrong, but I think they were the same weight class. And the problem is people nowadays think that everybody back in the day was trash compared to the current era. But to me, that's false. Like, Mike Tyson in the 80s could fight now and win. And so on. And, speaking of that, you see Jake Paul fighting Ben Askren?
I heard about it. I haven't, like, even when, Jacob Paul fought KSI or whatever, I never really paid attention to any of that, to be honest. So.
It's a circus. It's a circus show.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to beat that Ben Askren guy. I really do. Ben Askren's an MMA fighter, and that's the thing. Like, people are like clowning Conor McGregor when he fought Floyd, right?
Yeah, that was like the big. That was like the like whenever that happened, that was like the biggest thing to like the biggest event that I've ever seen personally happen when that went down.
But it's funny because people were clowning McGregor, but the problem is in a real fight, McGregor takes Floyd to the ground.
Yeah,
He doesn't have.
yeah,
It was like Randy
exactly.
Couture and James Toney
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah, exactly. Because McGregor, like, I don't know what his fighting style is, but if he's not like a striker, then yeah, then it's a little bit.
Well, I'm just saying, like, could
Really.
Mike Tyson win in a street fight against an MMA fighter? Yeah. Because, man, if he
Yeah,
catches you, you're out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You're knocked out. But if he gets caught and put to the ground, he's gonna have trouble. Now, Mike Tyson might just start eating you. But, I mean, you know what I mean? Biting. So that, I mean, that's totally different. But like everything is different. Like MMA, boxing, kickboxing. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
because you lose in a kickboxing doesn't mean you would lose to that guy in a real fight, like street fighting or MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I actually saw a video. I don't know if you know. I forgot who the fighter was. It was a long time ago, but I guess they were fighting and people were saying that it was rigged because they threw a punch and they were saying that he lost on purpose. Like, do you know what I'm talking about at all?
Are you talking about back in the day?
Yeah, it was like called the Phantom Punch or
Yeah, I
something.
know exactly what you're talking about. Sonny Liston
Yeah,
and Muhammad Ali, the second fight. But I think he clipped him.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he clipped him, and it was hard enough, and it was fast enough. Now, Sonny Liston was dealing with the mafia at the same time, and he died under mysterious circumstances, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of like along the lines of Marilyn Monroe. If you just look up how both of them died,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's a little bit weird.
yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, it was Sonny Liston, Phantom Punch. I think it was 1962 or 63.
Yeah, that was like one of the videos that I came across and I watched. There was also a video I watched about how they were doing a conspiracy about how when they were doing the first NBA like lottery or whatever that it was rigged or whatever. They tried to fix it and stuff. So
I did see that too.
yeah,
I mean, they're all interesting. But
yeah,
it always reminds me of, just in my personal opinion, is you can make a conspiracy about anything.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
Like, my mom used to be like, I told you, Shane, I could tell you when it rains. And I'd be like, Mom, you
yeah,
say it every day that there's clouds in the sky. So
yeah,
eventually you're going to be right. But see, people don't remember um, when they're wrong when they're doing that. You know what I mean?
right, right. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I'm not, a conspiracy theorist or whatever. It's just funny to me to watch those videos. Like, I'm not, over paranoid about stuff. I mean, of course, I think everybody has a conspiracy theory where they're like, that could happen. I think the biggest one for me is that I kind of believe in is the moon landing. I think that's probably one of the only ones that I kind of believe. So, okay.
You know, for me, it's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think we've talked about it before, but I definitely think that is something that was a smart, or true conspiracy.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So this is a little off topic. We were talking about boxing and conspiracy theories and all that. I wanted to ask you because I've been hearing around lately about COVID vaccines or whatever. Have you known anyone that's had them so far or no? Like personally?
My dad.
Oh, really?
He said that he hasn't noticed a difference. His arm was sore more than normal, from other shots. So he said it felt like it was a little bit stronger than normal. So I mean, that's pretty interesting to me.
So I guess at this point we can go for the poll question. The poll question got in a little bit late, only 2 days ago. So, but the one that won is the biggest. I don't really know. But what about you, Shane? What about?
My biggest fail. I mean, one sticks with me is the Las Vegas tournament where I threw the ball at the 1 yard line and I threw it in the stands and I lost.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's the biggest Madden fail for me ever. Bass, have I ever played TD Barrett? Uh, the myth is that he asked anyone to play him a couple years ago, and I wrote him at that time. He opened up my message per Chef Drews, who's in here a lot, and he closed it. And he didn't want any part of me. He was only playing people that like weren't that good, and he could do clickbait on. Now he's really good. He's been. I think trade. Didn't you? I think you told me he paid pros to help him, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, he. Yeah, something else about TD Barrett. He has like, there's this other YouTuber whose name is JML Flow. Like, he was like a big deal back in like 2017. He gets like a really bad reputation now because he's done a lot of sketchy stuff or whatever. But now like he's making videos, but you can tell that that guy is just like completely far gone on drugs, or I don't know what he's on, but
Oh,
it's just
really?
kind of funny because he's like making videos saying like TD Barrett, I want to play you or whatever. So, but
Yeah, I mean, and that is the weirdest thing to me. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I I don't know, man. All that stuff is just a little bit strange to me.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I've never played TD Bear. I tried to play him for many times. I mean, it's also another thing. Bass is weird. Is like I've been cool with people, like really, really cool with that were on the same level as me, and we'd always talk. And then they became big, and they act like they don't know who I am. And that's something I will never do. I promise myself I'd never do that. It's crazy how people are. They get like a
yeah.
little bit of fame.
Yeah, at least Skimbo gave you a shout out though.
Yeah. Skibbo,
Yeah,
Skibbo knows who I am. I mean, I've gone in there a
yeah,
couple times now because he showed me respect and he actually acknowledges.
yeah,
He knows who the hell I am, just like other pros know who the hell I am.
yeah,
Like, yeah, some of the new cats, yeah, they don't know me. Like Noah doesn't really know me. But Wesley, he knows who I am. Crush, he knows who I am. Clef, he definitely knows who I am.
yeah.
Even Goat Geezy. I mean, he's kind of blown up. Me and him talk all the time, and now he talks to me once in a while, but not really anymore. And which is fine. That's not the point. He's never been rude. Go Geezy's always been nice. But it's just funny how when people get a little bit of fame, they kind of disappear, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I appreciate the who asked that question.
Bass.
What was his name? Bass. So is it like Bubble Bass from SpongeBob?
I don't know. It's Bass Spartan, man. He's a 15-year-old that I played.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, well, I appreciate him, and if we had anyone else watching in the chat for interacting with us during the podcast and for the people that tune in after this stream goes live, but I mean, other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Shane, are you going to be streaming some weekend league this weekend, or what?
Yeah, I'll be definitely playing tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna definitely be streaming tonight. Just get some games in, get some lab in. Yeah, we've had a few people in here, so I appreciate you guys being in there from T, and I'm struggling with the other name. But Bass, thank you for being in here. You guys, last thing I will say is, everybody that's trying to be good at Madden and wants to see where they are, go sign up for LCQ on Battlefy.com.
Yeah.
It's from the fish bass, he said, Trey.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But no, I'm being honest when I say that. So, like, bass... Oh, man, you're not old enough. Never mind. You have to be 16, right, Trey?
Yep, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to win in our year, Bass. I'm sorry, man. I totally forgot when I was telling you about it. But everybody that listens to this later, if you're 16 and above, go try to do Last Chance Qualifier. That's LCQT. It's on Battlefy.com. So if you got a full MUT team like you see mine right there, the 97 overall of gods, sign up. Even if you go 0-26, sign up and see how you can do. That way you know in the future.
Yeah, even when you lose, you know, that, playing somebody that, is on the same level or even better than you, then that's only going to make you better by playing them. So.
And definitely, and it will be on all Madden. It won't be on all Pro.
Yeah.
So you guys that are doing weekend league or head-to-head season, it won't be on that. It'll be on all Madden, and if you guys haven't played all Madden, Trey can give his 2 cents on this. All Madden's a little bit faster, and the block sheds are a little bit quicker, in my opinion.
Yeah, don't forget about the kick meter either.
Oh yeah, and the kick meter's faster.
That'll get you. You don't have the convenience of having focus kicker all the time. So.
Well, exactly. And T, to answer the question, because you've asked me a couple of times, which is fine, about playing me, Trey and I have said that we will play the subscribers in the summer once competitive Madden's done.
Yeah, that's definitely coming up. So I know that there's probably a lot of people like subscribers that want to try to get a game in with Shane. That's something that Shane's definitely going to be doing, is going to be playing subscribers, and we're doing some other fun stuff, like as far as like doing the Yard Superstar KO, and maybe doing some Fall Guys and different types of games. So that will be coming in the future. So
definitely, we're gonna have fun. I mean, I got back surgery coming up in late April, yeah. So I mean, I'll probably be out of commission for like the first month, but the next 2 months after, even though I'm gonna be stuck on the couch, I'm gonna be playing my subscribers. Trey will too. We'll be playing the Yard together. We'll be streaming the Yard. We'll be playing Fall Guys. I mean, Trey, do you have Call of Duty?
No, I don't.
Oh, damn. What about NBA? No?
Nah, I have GTA.
Okay, so we'll do Fall Guys or the Yard. And you guys can laugh at me about how poor I am, okay? Because I'm trash. And if you ever want to watch me play Call of Duty, I'm probably the worst Call of Duty player you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I'll wander out and get shot and die. That's how I am. My stick's kind of good. Like, if I see a guy and I have to shoot him, bam! But, no, I'm not good, man. I would lose to a 5-year-old. But other than that, man, I think we're good. Trey, are you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good as long as you guys are good.
All right, I appreciate all the people coming in right now. Unfortunately, the podcast is winding down. We will be back next. It'll probably be Friday because I'm going to. Wait, I don't even know what's next week, Trey. April 2nd. Oh, we'll be back next Thursday then. It'll be the following week. I apologize, man. I'm just senile, okay? Like Bass told me. I'm a 40-year-old guy. Well, I'm not 40, but I'm a 40-year-old senior citizen, okay? So you guys are going to have to do brain farts with me, okay? Trey already deals with it. So you're going to have to deal with me rambling on like the old person I am and forgetting what I'm talking about. We can do a fantasy draft franchise in the summer. Hey, Bass, look. Trey can vouch for me on this. You apologizing multiple times already says more about your character than 99% of the people in the Madden community.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll wrap this up. I will be streaming later tonight. I appreciate you guys. For Trey, like always, it's Shanegotyou11, and this was the West Coast Podcast.